Amateurs send links while professionals make presentation. Being in creative work or software engineering, as is in our case, the way you present the work you've done to a client determines how the client is going to receive it. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you 4 reasons why we make presentation, or why we choose to make presentation to a client rather than sending them a link to explore the app for themselves whilst we sit back waiting for feedback. In this series of episodes, we will integrate essential systems into a custom built online platform that we are going to do for a travel agency, with the goal of significantly improving productivity and profitability. This platform will allow customers and prospects to book flight tickets, hotels, furnished apartments, car rentals, and tourist routes. Here are the key tools that we will be integrating with the app: Zoho CRM to fully automate and orchestrate tasks related to marketing and customer billing, WhatsApp API to automate communications with customers as part of the processing of reservations, connections to the main social media networks to enable a greater number of customers and prospects to access the agency services directly from the networks, conversational chatbot based on ChatGPT to respond to customer questions at any time of the day and even trigger certain operations at the request of customers, artificial intelligence capable of making suggestions for reservations to customers. And let's start from the first one, which is realigning the goals with the client. You know, when you send a client a link to explore the app for themselves, this is what usually happens. The way the client when the client is going through the app, he starts giving feedback based on what he or she wish they could add upon what has been done, rather than focusing themselves on what has already been done. So it is important to actually have a presentation to a client and realigning them with the goals of the app, making them to focus on what was set or what had to be done and what was done. The second one, which is control experience. We make sure that the client experiences the app from end to end while explaining some key features that they might overlook if you just send them the app. When you make a presentation to a client, the client feels like you have taken a lot of thought to make sure that this experience is actually unique. You give the client the sensation that what you are doing for them, you actually take it seriously, to a point where you set up a whole environment to make a presentation for him or her to experience the app. And the last one, and not the least, is immediate feedback. I even feel that this point is the most important, because when you send a link to a client to go through the app by itself, the client has to find time to actually go through it end to end. And that's going to make the project to go longer, because the client is going to stall the project. It's going to delay the advancement of the project because he or she has to find time in order to go through the app. Or they might be going through the app in stages or bit by bit. Maybe today they might test the authentication. After tomorrow, they might check maybe how the search results look like. And as it's wasting time to go through the app, that's how the project duration also increases. So that's why we always make presentations to a client. Before we get to the presentation that we make for the client, if you are new to this channel or you're just stumbling upon this video, I highly recommend you go and watch the previous episodes so that you understand fully what we're talking about here. Now, we presented the homepage to the client. We started by presenting the homepage where you actually make the search query. Now, we put in the information, and it brought us now to the page that lists the search results. The client had no issue with that page except at the level of the filters. She wished that the filters have larger labels so that those that are going through it will be able to see clearly what this filter is about. I think that was just that. Then, when you select a flight and you move forward, you are required to fill in the information of all the travelers. Then, you have to validate the terms and services by checking the box. Then you have to check another box that specifies that the information you filled, that the information that you provided for the travelers, especially for the first traveler, is correct, because that's the information we're going to use for further communication with you. The client had a problem with this part. For the client, putting in certain places where confirmation has to be made, especially when you have filled your information, is going to act as a barrier. She wants those places of confirmation to be completely taken off. So, because as I said, she feels that it's a barrier. She doesn't want any friction for the reservation. The only place that a confirmation has to be made, is at the level where the person pays 2,000 francs in order to reserve the plane ticket. So that's the first remark. That's the major remark of the client. Now the second one is that the client wants that on the search results, as the prices are displayed on every flight available, we should figure out a way to insert her own margin in those prices. Meaning that if a ticket maybe cost, let's say, 1 million francs, she wants us to be able to add immediately inside the search query 1.2 million, for example, and that 200,000 is maybe her margin. She doesn't want a case where the client sees the price of the ticket, because the one that shows currently are the actual prices. So she don't want the situation where when the client is about to pay now for the ticket, she now adds an amount on top and the client will start asking questions. She doesn't want that. She wants that the price will immediately reflect on the search query. I mean, the price of the plane ticket plus her own margin on top. So those are the remarks that the client made. But the presentation went smooth and she was really happy with what we were able to do at that time. So as I said, the previous points I gave, immediate feedback is very important because it enables us now to go now to the next stage. Just as a reminder, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified on the next episode. Thanks.